Welcome everybody to the Velocity Dirt Tour Pro Late Model season opener here at Volusia Speedway Park. This race is brought to you by Awesome A-Arms, Black Dirt Racing Co., Rocky Top Sim Wraps, and Krutov Race Cars. Taylor, what do you expect here tonight at Volusia and these new Pro Late models? There's a lot of new things here for the series tonight.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest new things, kind of a league record amount of cars here tonight. We had 42 entries, and we're only taking 25 to the feature. So a lot of new cars here tonight. We had to send a lot of fast guys home. Just a little shout out to our heat winners. Tyler Matheny was able to pick up a heat win in heat number 1. Robert Bennett, newcomer in the number 11 car. You'll be seeing him starting in the top 10. He picked up heat number 2, the win there. In heat number 3, Braden Tuttle. He's always a fast name. He was able to pick up heat number 3. Heat 4, Lock Dill in the 07. Looked very fast. Going to be starting in that top 10. Very excited to see what he can do in this feature race. And then heat 5, Joseph Grandy was super quick in that super late model Charlotte Championship or season finale, and he took heat number 5. So it'll be interesting to see that. We took a top 10 random pill draw, so a lot of fast names winning the heats tonight. So I think we're buckled up for a good one here tonight.
No doubt about it, and with that record high number, if you made the race tonight, you earned it. It was no easy task here to make this show tonight. A lot of very good cars went home tonight, which is obviously, sad to see, but we've got some heavy hitters tonight in this A main tonight. So very interested also to see what changes we'll see in the Pro Late model. What guys that were really good in the supers, will they struggle in the pros, or will they pick it right back up? Will we see guys who were fast in the super struggle? I'm very interested to see how it'll change. How will the defending champ of the supers, Taylor Rahn, run tonight? A dominant super late model season. Can he keep that momentum in this pro late? Gonna be interesting to see how that's gonna go.
We have 15 grueling weeks here on this pro late model tour. And 42 entries for season opener. I'm sure we won't keep 40 plus each race, but whoever wins this championship is definitely gonna earn it. Especially first race we got 2 faster pairs, just a lot of new guys. Season opener we're gonna run 2 faster pairs, but throughout the rest of the season it'll be dipping down to 1 faster pair. We did not do that at all for the first season, so a big change for this second season inaugural pro late model season.
Anybody you see in this first little grid here that you think is going to have a good night tonight?
This whole top 10, a lot of new names. There's Jamie Massey, who runs collectively here. He's got multiple wins in this Velocity Dirt Touring series. There's Joseph Grandy on the outside of him, but there's some familiar names. You saw Foxworth, you saw Dill, as we talked about earlier. Ron, a lot of new names and old names as we kind of look at the second half of this grid.
Yeah, very consistent is what I like to see. You've got those new guys coming in, but they're still doing good. But you still have some of the OGs here running in that top 12 redraw. So it's always cool to see the battle of guys that have been around since the start of this thing, and then some of the newer guys that are coming in and looking to make a name for themselves here and move on up in the rankings. It's very, very cool. Is some very fast cars here in the back. Kendra Tosh, always a fast car in that number 11. Interested to see if he can drive forward. This is one of his better tracks, if you ask me.
I think just from reading this list, we have about 8 or 9 rookies. This is going to be their first night with us, and mixing that with kind of the OGs, I think we're in for a good one. You're going to have to read each other's driving styles, so I'll be curious this first 5 to 10 laps how everybody runs, if they're going to be aggressive, or if they're going to be more passive, trying to save that car. It's a 50 lap A main here at Volusia, so a lot of things can happen. So it'll be interesting to see how this one starts out.
No doubt, as we take a look, there's a lot of good looking race cars tonight for the season opener. But a lot of very fast cars in the back. So you see Buck, a heavy hitter every single race. His pace lights are off here on the pace truck. it'll be that'll be Jamie Massey bringing us to the green in that number 6 car. Guys like Tyler Matheny, P3, he's always very fast. A lot of very good bottom guy when it comes to running the bottom at these tracks. So this track fits his style. It's off of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Pro late model season opener for Velocity Dirt Tour is underway. Off into turn number 1. 3 wide battle there about midway through that top 10. Taylor Ryan on the top, defending super late model champion, already off to a good start here. You see battle there on the bottom between Matheny and Tuttle. 3-car battle there into 1 and 2. Ron on the top will get the run and pull away. Clifford Driscoll back there trying to make the top work. So you see Massey will slide up. Grandy will look to the inside. Battle for the race lead off of turn number 4.
It's like Clifford Driscoll kind of make his way up Jaron Valley. Some good heat racing. He finds himself up in the 8th position already. Ooh, contact there from Tuttle in the back of Driscoll.
Keeps it straight. Green flag still out. Both cars save it. Tuttle up on the top. Jaron Valley trying to poke his nose in there. Valley, a very consistent car. Doesn't necessarily make all the races. Doesn't show up to all of them. But when he's here, he's always in that top 5. Interested to see if he can drive up there. See Driscoll getting around Tuttle on that high line. Take a look at Zach Staggs moving his way up to the field there. Kenzer Tosh trying to drive forward the car. I was talking about at the beginning that it's very, very good at starting at the back and going forward.
That last pan shot, I saw the 257 in the pit. Something must have happened there. Looks like he'll be a lap or 2 down early in this one, but free wave around, so race is not over yet for him.
Out at 50 laps too, plenty of time there for something to change and something to help him out there. His top 3 has pulled away from everybody else. It's some wild racing though, right around that 10th and 11th spot. That's where all the craziness is happening. See the 7 in Tuttle make some contact. 32 almost tags him there, as well as Tuttle starting to go the wrong direction here, as there is, I believe, some damage on that left front. This track is definitely a track where you don't want to have nose damage at, or any handling damage. You see the 32 car trying to get around the 8 on the high line. You see Dill finally able to get on that top line. I feel like got stuck on the bottom and could not go forward, but finally will get up top and try to go forward.
Yeah, a lot of aggressive moves here early in that mid-pack. 3 wide is 327. Timmy Missimer right in the back of Catalan. Ooh, and Lock Dill involved in that one. Zach Staggs, nowhere to go. It's a little bit of contact ahead of them, and just kind of had to drive right there. Just nothing to slow down their vehicles.
Yep, just nowhere to go for either one of those. Dill almost goes over on the contact with Staggs. Fortunately, keeps all 4 wheels on the ground there. But a definite kicker for their night is Staggs with damage, and the 07 with big damage. Car crabwalking. We'll have to pit. Remember, in our series, if you don't pit and you weren't the cause of incident, you get your spot back. You see Zach Staggs is going to stay out and go get his spot back. 07 on pit road will have to roll off 25th on this restart. That is going to be a very tough challenge for him.
Right when he got to that outside, as you were saying before, kind of stuck down low as cars kind of pass. Definitely the faster groove, or maybe the more consistent groove, is kind of running the middle right now. Just kind of fell back right when he was getting in some clean air. Fortunately, a wreck happened right there.
No doubt, and things can happen so fast at this racetrack. You see cars spin or hit the wall and get turned around on the straightaway, or a wreck happens. It is a very fast racetrack, so it is hard to maneuver and check up and miss some of the wrecks here. So things can happen so fast at this racetrack. You saw the 257 of Jordan Injuries getting his laps back. He will be back on the lead lap and will look to charge forward.
Looked like that 8 of Robbie Milburn ended up taking fault of that one. Ends up going to the rear, and he was having a pretty fast car, kind of working that bottom as well, trying to pass some cars. But now he'll be going to the rear. Has 40 laps to try to get his way back up there.
Yep, still plenty of time for those guys at the back. Interested to see the tire saving game, what guys can save those tires and which ones will come alive in those last 10 laps of a 50-lap races. Green flag goes back underway. Jamie Massey out front with the race lead. Got a good jump on that restart. You see Matheny trying to work that bottom. You see Taylor Ron on the high line, currently sitting third place as we speak. The slide job attempt there by the 11. He got it. Got him with the slider. Clifford Driscoll working that middle line. He'll slide up. He'll clear Taylor Ron as well in that 21. To the 27 of Tyler Matheny. Still trying to make that bottom work. See guys like Jaron Valley up top, living the high life up there, ripping the fence. You see the 7 looking to the inside of Jaron Valley there, but Valley pulling away with that momentum up on the high line. Matheny still trying to work the bottom underneath the 21 of Taylor Ron.
Seeing a lot of sliders, really close sliders, as you saw a little bit ago. That 7 throwing a slider. It is rear to that front nose, no wiggle room, but guys are doing it. A lot of aggression here at the beginning of this Pro Late race.
Yeah, I feel like this is a very tricky track when it comes to sliders, especially when it gets slick. And in these Pro Lates, there's so much momentum up top that it's hard to really run that bottom and slide up. Those guys up top are coming quick on that high line. Gotta make the move fast and have to commit to it when you throw it. If you try to pull out last second, it just causes chaos and a lot of times can cause a spin. You see the field starting to get a little singled out. Guys starting to get in a rhythm, starting to nail their laps. See the 71 of Daniel George Jr. ripping that bottom line. He might have something working there on the low line.
It's like 29 of Foxworth creeping up there. That 32 of Luis Catalan having a good run. And 34 of Corey Boudinot sneaking his way up there.
Braden Tuttle still on that middle line. Is still some left front damage on that car. Don't know how much it's affecting the handling, but he's been dropping backwards. Contact there with Kenzer Tosh in the 318 of Trenton John. Tosh looking to drive forward here, currently running 18th. Might be saving them tires, waiting for that long run, but he's coming quick up against that 318 there. See the 07 trying to work his way back to the field. The 79 with left front damage from that, or excuse me, right front damage from that crash earlier. Looks like that car is struggling. Still singled out here at the front of the field. Clifford Driscoll up top trying to make a move there on Robert Bennett in that 11 car. Running the middle groove there. Driscoll always really, really good on these long runs. Interested to see if he can get up there and make a run for the win. 3-car battle. Here's the 7 of Stephen Hart trying to run the bottom there on Jaron Valley, who continues to work that middle to high line. That car really coming alive here.
Yeah, so far a lot of good racing. Guys driving hard, but not too much contact anywhere. But when you pan to this middle group, they are doing sliders. They are running side by side, 3 wide. They're throwing everything at each other. As you can see, that 92 of Buck started way in the back, I believe 24th, making his way up. He's in 14th.
He's slowly starting to reel his way forward from tail. You see wild battles, though, here at the mid-pack of the 32, and Braden Tuttle getting wild there for P10, trying to crack into that top 10. You see Jonathan Foxworth run the middle line. He'll make contact with Tuttle, moves him right out of the way, and makes the pass. You see Foxworth will move into P number 10. Tuttle trying to make something happen. Daniel George Jr. peaks the high line. Nowhere to go there. Buck still creeping on that bottom line.
Some huge names in this group, as we've talked about before. Braden Tuttle, Buck, Jonathan Foxworth, Timmy Messamar, Daniel George Jr., Kinzer Tosh. I think if you combined all of them, we're almost at double-digit feature wins already. So a lot of talent throughout this midfield. We want to see if anybody gets past these battles, if they can run down that front.
Yeah, and still plenty of time to go here, just past the halfway point. So still a lot of time to make your moves and work your way forward, but If it stays, I mean, a long green flag run here, if it continues to stay that way, you've got to go if you're in that mid-pack. But the race, and there's so many cars side by side, it's really hard to, maneuver and try to make a pass. You're kind of just stuck. So you see our defending super late model champion, Taylor Ron, right back headed in the pro late models, running 5th right now, already off to a great start for him. Foxworth currently sitting at that top 10 spot, trying to get to the inside of that 32 car as caution is out right after I was just talking about the long green flag run. We get the yellow.
Let's see what happened there. Nothing kind of in this front of the field. It had to happen somewhere towards the rear. We'll take a look at that.
Fritz Martin in the 27 looks like might have broke the right front down the straightaway and then just couldn't get it turned when he got to the turn 1 there, and goes for a wild ride. Here's some big damage on that car. That is gonna definitely send him to pit road. His Tuttle will pull in as well, trying to get the left front fixed. Looks like that aero damage was really affecting the handling of that race car, but he'll get that fixed now, and will look to make his run back to the front.
I think it's an interesting point, kind of that front, as we were talking about earlier. They're kind of just single file, no one really jumping out of line to make any moves to pass. They're kind of just sitting there, maybe towards the end of the race, just trying to get a feel of each other, and maybe it's a track where you can kind of catch that car in front of you just based on watching the car in front of you. So maybe these guys are thinking maybe that last 10 laps we'll try to be more aggressive, try to get ahead, maybe throw a slider, maybe make that car that you throw a slider on, maybe take a little bit of a break, and then all of a sudden you get a couple car lengths, and that's what you'll need to win this one. But so far, when we pan to them, kind of 4 cars just lined up, just kind of following each other, pulling away from the rest of the pack.
Yeah, and talk about a tricky situation for those 2 guys that just went down pit road there, Tuttle and the 27. I mean, a tricky position to be put in with only 20 laps to go. I mean, we just saw how hard it was to pass when you have all that chaos going on. So, interested to see if Tuttle can make his way up there. As it is Jamie Massey bringing us into 3. And off of turn number 4, fires off. Green flag is back underway. 20 laps remaining here at Volusia in the opener, as it is Jamie Massey pulling out to a strong lead there. You see second is Joseph Grandy with Robert Bennett and that 11 car trying to run him down. Clifford Driscoll holding on to 4th places. Those are the top 4 single filed, but a huge battle here for the top 5 spots. As Matheny goes to the bottom, Valley will split the gap on the middle. Fockworth with big checkup there in the back. The 7 car trying to make a run to the inside of Taylor Ron. That is Stephen Hart.
You see cars running that low line, how close they get to those tires. It means everything if you're running that low line. Ooh, Matheny up, Daniel George Jr. into Catalan. Safe so far.
They keep it straight. Ooh, Foxworth makes contact with George Jr. And they are 4-3 wide now. Off into 1 and 2. Look at Buck carving his way to the field, knocking on the door for the top 10. Kinzer Tosh, another one of those cars that has been stuck in the back as he's driving forward. Tosh to the inside of George Jr. Almost clipped that tire. That would have been huge. As Tosh trying to get to the inside of Daniel George Jr. as Valley off the pace there on the top. He gets it back going. George Jr. to the bottom of him. The 32 car running that middle line. Tosh underneath him. They make contact. Off into 1. A huge checkup for Valley. Don't know what happened there. He's all the way back to 10th. As George Jr. looking to clear him. Tosh working his way up to 12th. Has been riding around outside the top 15 all in the early portions of this race. Saving them tires, baby. As he is now fired off and is driving forward here.
I am at the edge of my seat in this one. It is just chaos throughout this as we take an onboard cam of Buck. A lot of dust as you can see through this and a lot of action.
Yeah, I mean, just it's tough here. Like, where do you go? You got cars everywhere. I mean, it's so hard to go try a line to make a pass right now, because if you mess it up, you're going to get passed by 5 cars.
you can hear him working that throttle through that corner as the track kind of dries up.
Now he's going to pull down to the bottom line, the 91 with the battle there with Foxworks. As we got one way off the pace. He gets it back going. And that's the 34 car there, as we've only got 10 laps to go. See the 07 of Dill and the 34 making some contact now as the 8 of Robbie Milburn to the inside. They'll be 3 wide. Dill will clear the 34 car. Will slide up in front of him. Back up front, it is Jamie Massey in control of this race. Joseph Grandy trying to build some momentum on the top to try to challenge him. How good of a job has Jamie Massey done to save them tires? He's been out front. It's hard to really gauge if you're saving tires when you're out front. So interested to see if Grandy will have anything for him here in these last 10 laps.
Grandy with just a great entrance kind of catches them, but Jamie Massey with that throttle control just pulls out of the corner. You gotta think, you gotta set him up for a slider or something if you want to win this one if you're Grandy.
No doubt about it. Gonna have to pull something off here. Kendrick Tosh up to 11, knocking on the door of the top 10. What a run for him to drive forward. To the 07 of Dill, who had to go to the back to 25th after that wreck. He's drove his way up, knocking on the door of the top 15 now. Side-by-side battles here all over the place. There's 5 laps remaining. See Robbie Milburn trying to get to the inside of that 90 car. See Alex Hayes, he's another one that's starting to maybe pull forward a little bit. Riding around in about 24th for the early portion of this race. I believe he's up to 19th now. You see it is still all Jamie Massey out front as Grant trying to run him down. Robert Bennett starting to get up there. Clifford Driscoll starting to get up there. 4 cars have pulled away from the remainder of this field as it is still Stephen Hart in P5 holding on to a strong top 5.
And what a run for Joseph Grandy. As you can see, kind of see I ratings in that bottom right. Joseph Grandy with a 3.8 I rating. Jamie Massey with a 7.2, and he is right to that rear of Jamie Massey.
Yeah, what a job he's one of. I mean, in front of some fast cars is a yellow. Not at all what any of these drivers wanted to see in that top 5 is the 8 car with huge damage on the right front. I believe that was Daniel George Jr. I saw sideways. Tuttle with some damage. Big damage on the 32 there. And an unfortunate night for Tuttle here. It's going to be Foxworth just doors Jr. and destroys him. Huge damage on that car. Right front broken. Alex Hayes there, nowhere to go. Tuttle almost gets rolled over. It's Hayes with some left front damage. Tuttle with some front end damage, and just a rough wreck there.
Unfortunate for that 32 of Luis Catalan. He was having a very strong night. Not the best looking race car, but he was putting up in that top 10 for majority of the race. Unfortunately, he's going to have to go to the rear in this one to try to salvage any positions to end this race.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough, too, with 2 laps to go. I mean, you start dead last with 2 laps to go, and the way this track has been, I mean, it's going to be very hard to even crack into that top 15.
That is one of those cars that come on the open hauler that you end up cheering for, that local favorite. But starting back in that 25th position, gonna be tough in this one.
No doubt. Yeah, 2 laps to go. I'm telling you, this racing is going to get wild when we fire off on this restart. You are going to see some crazy battle in here.
Lucky for the 6 of Jamie Massey, we get that Delaware start, so he'll be by himself. He's had some great starts off of the last restart, so we'll see. Looks like the 518 changing it up a little, going high. Nope, maybe staying low with this one. So it'd be interesting. Not too many laps. You'd think if Jamie Massey gets that jump again, it's going to take a couple laps to catch him. I think that's what he's aiming for in this one. This start is going to be huge as we're going back green.
Yep, his green flag is out. Jamie Massey out front. 2 laps to go. Joseph Grandy in that P2 spot. Robert Bennett trying to get underneath him for second. battle there for between Driscoll and the 7 of Stephen Hart. Off into 3 and 4. It is still Jamie Massey in firm control of this race lead. As the white flag is out, brought to you by Lockville Sim Sports. Jamie Massey has done everything right today and is checked out once again off into 3 and off of turn 4. It is Jamie Massey picking up the opener for the Pro Late Models here at Volusia. What a run for him, picking up the win to kick off the season. I mean, you can't think of a better way to start your season than in victory lane. And that number 6 car, Joseph Grandy, Robert Bennett, Stephen Hart, and Clifford Driscoll rounding out your top 5 for tonight. As you see, the top 3 will pull up for that top 3 picture.
Yeah, that six of Jamie Massey did everything right. Ended up getting that pole for the random pill draw. You wonder if he was set 5th or 6th, if tonight would have changed, but he definitely seemed like the fastest car. I think he nailed the exit of each corner, just looked the smoothest, just got a good run. And he set himself up perfectly for that win, a maximum point night. He won his heat race, won his feature. That is a great start for the championship.
No doubt about it. Very interested to see, can he remain consistent? Can he keep that momentum riding throughout the whole season? As like we talked about, it is not a sprint, it is a marathon. You have got to be consistent all season long to try to chase this championship, and try to mark your name into the Velocity Dirt Tour Champions list. As we take a look at these cars entering pit road, tough nights for guys like Jordan. Injuries in that 257, just got caught up in that early wreck and just never could recover. Is take a look at that top 10. Taylor Ron, your defending Super Late champion, P7. Great start to the season for him. Jonathan Foxworth worked his way to 9th as Valley was up in the top 7 all day. Brings home a 10th place finish. Buck drives all the way from the tail to 11th. You see Dill will bounce back 14th place finish after going all the way to the back after that wreck. Kenzer Tosh in P15 there. An alright day for him. Zach Staggs after that wreck never could recover to move forward. And Braden Tuttle with a very tough race tonight. Was up front all day, but just got caught in some incidents and couldn't move forward.
And once again, cars that finished in that, got unlucky, got in those late race incidents and ended up taking, 20 to 25th. We can't forget there was 42 entries. So there's about 17 cars that didn't race here tonight, and you're ahead of them. So you're definitely not out of it. Each position is just 1 point, so anything can change as we get 14 more races on the schedule. I think we're in for a good one. A lot of side-by-side racing. I think, only a couple cautions mixed up new people with, old people, and there was just consistent racing throughout that entire track, and I'm excited for the rest of this season.
No doubt about it. A lot of good racing. Long way to go, but this was your Pro Late Model season opener with the Velocity Dirt Tour series presented by Awesome A-Arms, Black Dirt Racing Co., Rocky Top Sim Wraps, and Crew Top Race Cars. We'll catch you on the next one.